Hi, my name is Josh Horowitz. I'm the owner of Broken Bones Bicycle Company, and just a little backstory on the company. I was a pro racer for a number of years, and I've owned professional cycling teams and run cycling teams. I had a pretty bad crash about a year ago. I ended up in the hospital with four broken ribs, a shattered collarbone, and a punctured lung. So I'm in the hospital for 3 nights, and someone brings me, my wife brings me a copy of the latest Buyer's Guide, Bicycling Magazine, or whatever it is. So I'm lying there in the bed, I've got morphine coursing through my veins, and I'm reading this magazine, and the first page is a 2-page spread of a black and white bicycle, I don't know what brand. And then the next page is a white and black bicycle, and the page after that is like a gray and white and black bicycle. And then maybe by the time I got to like the 6th or 7th page, there's a bike with like a red, streak on it. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, here I am, like, I'm all messed up, like, I had this crazy crash. I'm doing a sport that's really insane, and it's incredibly tough and dangerous and brutal. And the bikes, I might as well be looking at a golf magazine, because they just don't. There's like a disconnect between what the industry is putting out and really what the market is for these bikes. And there's a disconnect between that and really what the sport is, which is, and it's an extreme sport. I mean, and it's marketed almost like purposefully. It's marketed as elegant and traditional and kind of stuffy, and the whole industry and cyclists, we are very elitist, and we pride ourselves on the fact that no one who's not a cyclist could ever really be interested or even understand what we do, and it's counterproductive to the industry being successful. And I know as a pro team manager and having sought sponsorship, it's really difficult to do that, because all these big companies understand that the only people watching bike racing are bike racers. So it's really limited. They don't see it, even though there's millions and millions of cyclists, they still see it as a very small niche sport. And so one of the ideas with this was to have some fun with it. I'm thinking like what really represents more what I do and what I think about the sport. And so I came up with the idea of Broken Bones, because it was basically that's kind of where the inspiration came from. My daughter witnessed the crash and was on the track, and she was a few feet away. And for weeks, months afterwards, she kept asking me, "Daddy, are you still broken? Are you broken?" And kind of the name came from that, and also the inspiration. When I was younger and skateboarding, back in the late '80s, Powell Peralta, and you'd walk into a skateboard shop and it was so exciting. There'd be colors and characters, and it would just, your heart rate would go up. And I don't think people have that reaction when they walk into a bike shop. And they're spending, skateboard is like what, $100, $200. These are going into these bike shops and spending $5,000, $6,000 on a bike that they're not excited about, and like it doesn't it doesn't grab them, and they don't get excited to see it. They're just kind of like, oh, I got this bike, and I asked them why, and they said, well, it was the most expensive bike, or it was the best bike. And so I want to kind of change that buying experience so that there's an excitement to owning and buying a bike. And then, do you want me to talk a little bit about